in that process as well. So we looked at trying to do this with as little disturbance of the area as possible. We contacted 3 companies that specialize in this type of repair and only received 2 quotes. The low quote came from Plumbers Environmental Services for $9,900. As you're probably aware, we've worked with plumbers in the past with other projects and found with good success.
I'm thinking Elite didn't want the job and that's why they're over 2 times. I mean,
Well, I don't believe we talked to them, because I don't believe they do it like.
I think they're doing the old fashioned.
Gotcha.
If we're gonna dig it up, they
Yeah.
probably would do.
Okay.
And I'm thinking if we would dig it up, it'd probably be this amount as well.
how quickly can they do it?
As soon as we call them, they're ready to go right
Oh,
now.
good.
I've seen that process, it's pretty cool.
It works well. I say, Mike, there we came from, we did a few lines that way. We did one, I'll tell you a story later, but yeah.
Yeah, we don't talk about that.
Had nothing to do with us. But no, it does work well, and it's a good process.
Can we do that process right by Larkin's?
Yes. Yeah, I think so. There's a couple of areas now. We're looking at a few others for next year, maybe.
All right, any other questions for Dan? Motion to approve the plumber's quote,
So moved.
I'll support.
discussion. Sue?
Councilmember Yankovic,
Yes.
Councilmember Chambers,
Yes.
Councilmember Groves,
Yes.
Mayor DeVore,
Yes.
Councilmember Salzweedl.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Dan. Mike, airport mower.
I received a request from Casey Brown, manager of the Lowell Airport, to replace the worn-out zero-turn mower with a new Gravely mower from Riverside Motorsports. The cost is $6,327. The airport fund has capital allocated for this purchase and funding is available. And there's no request, obviously, to use the general fund. It would be from the airport fund. Casey's here to answer the questions you might have.
Yep, so if you have any questions, I'm here to lend a hand, but we take care of all of our maintenance out there as part of the airport community, and the last mower started to get a little bit tired, and when volunteers would show up to use it, it wouldn't work, and I hate to lose my volunteer force due to ineffective running equipment out there. So we went and we got some more quotes, and they were all, from a retail perspective, are all pretty close in alignment, and we chose that we'd rather do business with Flat River here, or Riverside. Keep a little money in the hole when it's never possible. So, and again, we're real proud of the fact that we use our own money, we generate our own revenue, and don't have to dip into the general fund to keep you guys free to do what you need to do from the city perspective. So.
Any questions for Casey?
Same size?
Yep.
Okay, I'll make a motion that we approve the purchase of an airport mower for $6,327.
I'll support.
Any other discussion? Sue?
Councilmember Chambers,
Yes.
Councilmember Groves,
Yes.
Mayor DeVore,
Yes.
Councilmember Salzweedl,
Yes.
and Councilmember Yankovic.
Yes.
Item C.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Casey. Clerk Week proclamation. Whereas the office of the professional municipal clerk, a time-honored and vital part of local government, exists throughout the world, and whereas the office of the professional municipal clerk is the oldest among public servants, and whereas the office of the professional municipal clerk provides the professional link between citizens and local governing bodies and agencies of government, and whereas professional municipal clerks have pledged to be ever mindful of their neutrality and impartiality, rendering equal service to all. Whereas the professional municipal clerk serves as the information center on functions of local government and community, and whereas professional municipal clerks continually strive to improve the administration of the affairs of the office of the professional municipal clerk through participation in education, seminars, workshops, and annual meetings. And whereas it is most appropriate that we recognize the accomplishments of the office of the professional municipal clerk, especially our 2 clerks. I, Mike DeVore, Mayor of the City of Lowell, do recognize the week of May 1st through May 7th, 2022 as Professional Municipal Clerks Week, and further extend appreciation to our clerks, Amy and Sue, and to all professional clerks for the vital services they perform and their exemplary dedication to the communities they represent. 18 April 2022.
Here, here.
Here, here. They deserve it.
They do.
Okay, thank you, Stu.
Thank you.
And Amy. Amy, if you're watching. Thank you, Stu.
You know she is.
You know she is.
Yeah, she does the minutes, so she'll be watching.
Dropping everything she's doing to tune in. Leah, board and commission report.
Yeah, Parks and Rec met with Tanya, and we are starting the recreation plan, so we are in the very beginning stages of that. But it was nice to sit down and discuss logistics of what we're looking at to do to improve the city, what's to come of the city, the improvements we already have moving forward, such as, what's it called? The splash pad, skate park. So we're just kind of looking at what we've got, what we're going to have in the next year, and then what we want to plan for. So that's where we're at.
Marty?
We pretty much discussed. I did Monday, so that was it.
Jim?
Lowell Power, Charlie let us know that the EV chargers are now in place and operational, both of them. So tell your friends, check it out on your app. If you got it seen it live,
Yeah.
just check it
I
out.
put a picture up today, guy was charging up when I went into the
Yeah.
store. Made him happy.
$22.
All from $2.
$22.
That's awesome.
Charlie gets 10%, he's happy.
Lowell Power did receive the APPA Safety Award
Yeah.
for being very safe in their work. It's in different sizes, so the organization size of Lowell, they were number one in their size. So congratulations to Charlie and all the staff for making things safe. They went out and bought a new chipper. I can't wait to see that thing in action because it takes huge logs, and board approved that part of it. And a lot of exciting things happening over there, so they do a great job. It's fun sitting in those meetings.
Yeah, they do.
It's very educational. So, and I did not attend the Arbor Board, so I don't know how that went.
Did Showboat meet?
We did, we had a small discussion, but we didn't have a quorum, so it was not an official meeting. Next meeting is May.
Yeah, I was going to put that in my council comments,
Okay.
so it's not an official board thing.
Got it, sorry.
That's all right.
Cliff?
Historical district has, we gave King Milling 29,000 towards that beautiful restoration down there. Our balance is getting extremely low, so we'll be asking for another 100,000 because we've got some large projects coming up, as well as lots of people that would like to paint and maybe put a roof on. The trails, once again, Dave Austin came to the rescue. There's some minor hiccups around the Grand Rapids gravel property, but that's way far away. He just happened to be out there at the right time, so that's getting dealt with. Our new website should be up middle of May for the trails.
Very good. Fire authority is canceled for April, and I did not attend DDA this month. Any discussion on any of the budget reports?
The only thing to add with the budget is really nothing, we've had really nothing significant come up since last month. The stuff that we had at the beginning of the year has really been the only things that have been significant that kiltered our budget a little bit. One of the things you'll notice is that if you look at the amended budget, 21-22 amended budget for this year, shows revenues and expenditures, and shows a little bit more of expenditures over revenues. Something to remember that I keep forgetting to mention. When we made the transfer, when we made the additional transfer to the local streets fund and the pension payment with the fund balance last year, those are counted as expenditures for this year. So technically, I mean, we did technically dip in the fund balance, but we had excess fund balance, so it really kind of washed itself out. We're still probably, even with the I want to say close to $300,000 we're going to spend with the excess fund balance last year. We're with revenues and expenditures this year, it's going to be minimal minimal going into the fund balance because we just haven't had, we've been very frugal with our money. And I don't foresee that, I foresee us probably having at the end of the fiscal year when the audit is done, we'll probably have about $1.3 million still in fund balance, which we were only really trying to keep around $1 million. So we're in good shape financially. And then as of right now, the $100,000 that we set aside for Ware Road in the upcoming budget, we didn't even have to use fund balance for that. We were able to match revenues and expenditures in the upcoming budget. We'll talk about that next week, but just wanted to share that with you.
Any questions for Mike? City managers report?
Yes, the budget, as you know, is complete. I sent it to you on Thursday. It's currently on the city's website. I'll be honest with you, I've never gotten a budget completed 3 days before the deadline, ever. So I don't know how that happened this year, but it did. As Jim mentioned, the EV charging stations are in. We did send a press release out. Lowell Power did last week. I don't know if it's been posted yet, but I think they sent it to you
I think it's
in
right
the ledger. So there's that. Wanted to congratulate Ralph Brecken. Ralph completed his 3rd year of the Michigan Public Service Institute. It's a leadership training academy for supervisors and directors in public works entities. Lou Bender leads the training, and from what I understand, Ralph did very well. It was kind of funny because 3 years ago, Rich and I made him go, and he didn't want to go. And
A student of the month.
right, exactly. So congratulations to Ralph. Also wanted to mention Scott Fosberg, our Parks and Street Supervisor, will be retiring on May 20th. He's trying to retire at 11:35 that day. I'm not so sure I'm going to grant that, but I do want to congratulate him. Scott is going to be really missed in the public works. I mean, if you know Scott, work with Scott, he is very knowledgeable, very good at his job, and I really enjoyed working with Scott. So I know I'm gonna miss him, but he's gonna be working at a golf course not too far from here, so.
Yeah, whoever takes his position's got big shoes.
Yeah,
They do.
agree. Should make him stay till 11:45.
We might have to do that.
I'm 46.
Yeah, even better.
I'll talk to Dan about it.
Unpaid lunch too.
Yeah, I'm paid lunch, so that's all I have.
Any questions for Mike? Appointments are empty, council comments. Cliff?
Nothing.
Okay, Jim?
A little bit on the Lowell Showboat. Apparently, I know Saturday they had an open house. I don't know how well it was attended for that open house. I wasn't there. Well.
Yes.
Yeah. I know we voted to get a check to the city for the past insurance. I think they've probably gotten that.
Yep, we're all clear. I forgot to mention that. Yep.
That's all right.
Forgot to
I
mention
just want
that.
to make sure, so we're caught up with that. Bad news is it's up for renewal. So, I don't know what is that.
They want that every year?
No, we are seriously looking at other options, a lower cost option. So hopefully we can get that, but we can't get that till we become a 501c3, which is maybe 2 to 3 months out yet. So in the meantime, we do have to keep it somewhat insured. So we'll talk about that later. Right now, there's about 25 events that are booked on that. We did get a request, or we did have Creative Party Bugs. I think a lot of people know Ashley Dunn from in town. She had put in a request to see if she could be our Gold Girl planner and do a lot of the events and help promote it. At this time, we're just not there financially to bring that on. We wish her the best, and hopefully she can still bring us some business. So a lot of things that are happening on the board. And Charlie, I think I need to get permission from Mike Burns to talk to you about the electric bill, since it's not in our name. So I mean, we want to start paying it instead of going through the city. So we got to get some cross approval from Mike, because there are some questions in regarding the second meter for the air conditioning unit. This time of year, we shouldn't have had any air conditioning costs, but yet there was more than the $33, whatever the meter cost is. There was pretty good chunk. So we're just trying to figure out, did they do some testing? We don't know why the air conditioning would have kicked in during February. So we're just trying to figure out when that peak might have happened. So maybe we can put that with somebody being on the boat. So those are kind of my comments today. Oh, there are a couple other things. The last meeting, we had Mr. Dietz came in, and he brought up 2 or 3 things that he'd like us to consider. I would like to have us talk about those in a particular meeting, see if we want to move in any direction on that, and put it to bed.
We can put it on the agenda for the next meeting.
I mean, I know the 3 things he
Yeah.
asked for, so we can check.
Okay.
That's it.
Good. Leah?
I wanted to extend congrats to Sergeant Lauren and Officer Culver. Just in the past week, I've had a pretty good conversation with a few fellow single mothers who have had great interactions with a couple of your police officers. So I just wanted to commend you on a job well done, and officers who are doing their job to the best of their ability.
My turn.
Yep, you're up.
So today is the official day for Lyman Appreciation. It's a national event. 3 years ago, I found out the city of Lowell, nobody's ever done anything for our linemen. So 3 years ago, my wife Lori and I took it upon ourselves to thank the fine people of our light and power. If you live here, as everybody knows, you might get a blink of electricity while the rest of the country's black, and we're all good to go. So today is the official day. Linemen are an amazing group of people. Everybody over there. I got the opportunity to go to a lineman rodeo, which is where linemen compete against each other, and it was amazing. And what I walked away with is power companies across the U.S. that were there that day admire our guys, have utmost respect for our crews here. And that says a lot about our little community. I will be again this year, I'm happy to say, hosting Lyman Appreciation Dinner again. I believe we're going to have somewhere between 35 and 40 people. It's husbands and wives. I make sure to try to get everybody something. So it's a good event. And if you see the linemen out there, just thank them. They work in all kinds of weather while we're just standing inside the house. So that's what I got.
Marty, in light of that, I think we were 99.9 something percent no outages last.
Right, unless the stray squirrel gets up there.
Yeah.
Some crazy squirrel got me.
Yep.
99.997.
Yeah.
It's like,
I'd like to see consumers beat that.
Those 80 seconds, my lights were really pumped me up.
Well, I can tell you this, there's an establishment that the guys like to go to, and I know where the light switches, or the breakers are. And they call them blinks, right? And I went in there one day and I made a blink, and everyone was looking at their phone. So they really do care and try.
And they don't just work here, don't forget.
No, they're
There's
everywhere. They're
storms and outages and emergencies, and then the first ones in the truck heading down there or up there, wherever they're going.
Yep, we
And
can
it's
send them.
happened time and time again.
Yep, anywhere, basically anywhere that in the country, right, that's needed.
Yeah, we participate in the
Yep.
National Mutual Aid Network through over 2,000 communities around the country, other municipally owned electric systems. But just this past year, we sent crews to Sturgis, Hillsdale, and Lansing. Sent crews to Lansing to put up a couple miles of line that was tore down from a train. So it made the news if you Google it. Some of our guys make an appearance, but yeah, they're very quick to help out our fellow providers. So they do a great job.
All right, I don't have anything at all, so I will look for a motion then to enter closed session for the purpose of discussing labor negotiations and reviewing the city manager.
I'll make that motion.
I'll support.
Any other discussion? Sue?
Mayor DeVore,
Yes?
Councilmember Salzweedl,
Yes.
Councilmember Yankovic.
Yes.
Councilmember Chambers.
Yes.
Councilmember Groves.
Yes.
Closed session.